guys, welcome back. I'm with John with Hills
of Comics.
Louder.
Hills of Comics.
There it is, in Auburn, Washington. And we're at the Jet City Comic Con in Tacoma, Washington. All right, so today we're gonna do something really special. All my entire life, I've always wanted the original X-Men #1 comic book. And you know what's funny is I've seen them on eBay 1,000 times, but I've never trusted because I've never been able to hold one.
Right.
So now is the time. I've grown up, made a little money in Magic, a couple reserve list cards, maybe a little, I've sold a couple reserve list cards to make sure I get it. And this copy is not a Gem Mint copy.
No, not by any means.
Not by any means. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna pan to you, John. Tell us real quick, why do people collect these old nostalgia comics?
Because they want their childhood back. They weren't able to get them as children. They saw them and wanted them, and now they want them back. And when you do okay and you make some money, that's where you're going to spend your money.
Now, how about guys like me who's 38, and this is 1963, right?
Right.
So I didn't grow up technically with the older 1963 comic. Why do people still, in the 30s, 40s, they didn't grow up with it technically, why do they still buy it?
You know, I couldn't even tell you. Like I said, I think it's just because people want their childhood back. It's something they never had. It's something they always wanted, and they never thought they'd have it. And now, once you do okay in life and you get older, you're able to afford it. So you're going to treat yourself to something you always wanted.
So the first editions, they mean a lot to collectors, right?
Absolutely.
Why the first editions is a big deal in comic books?
That's everybody wants keys now, and #1's first editions. That's what it's all about.
Do people collect like all of the X-Men? Like
not really.
Not really. Okay.
Yeah, they want the keys. That's
so like
much.
Magic cards, they want Alpha and Beta.
Yes.
They don't want like the 5th edition.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they want the original. And that's pretty much the same with comic books.
Okay. All right, guys, let's take a look. John, why don't you come over here and talk real loud for me? How many pages are there in this?
36.
Explain to people how does that work for all the pages, because I don't know what that means.
So when you count pages, you count the cover and the front and back cover.
Okay.
So, and then you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Smells interesting.
11, 12, if we can get it here, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Times 2. So this one is interesting. There's a little bit of a rip. What is a rip? Okay, in comic grading, because everybody watching my channel knows Black Lotus, all that stuff.
Right.
What is it in comic grading, the worst things that could happen for a comic book? What are some of the things?
Piece is missing.
Okay, so that's not good.
Yeah, not good at all.
How about spine?
The spine in this book is pretty deteriorated, which is bad. Because a lot of people, when they buy them in low grade, they want to read them. So it's a little bit tougher to read if the spine is gone. But this book it's still readable, so it's not going to fall apart if you're reading it.
Right.
So, and the worst part with this copy here is it presents really well on the front.
Right,
but once
great.
you turn it over, it's looking pretty rough. And then somebody decided that they wanted to decorate it with tape.
Well, this is vintage 1963 tape.
It is definitely vintage Scotch tape. I would not eat this.
Yes. Okay, so as far as grading, if the front was ripped, it would be not as appealing, correct?
Exactly.
By a long shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would think if you're in the bathroom and you wanted to read this amazing piece of history, no one really cares about the little advertisement.
No.
Yeah.
And when you do read it, you're gonna want to put it. Put it on the backing board anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way it holds the book firm.
Yeah.
And you will read it like that. So this back cover is not even going to really matter.
Right. This is archival backing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So archival backing, for those of you who don't understand, is just like art we sell. It has to be acid-free, or it'll just cause even more acidic.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it'll turn it even more
yellow.
Brittle.
Talk about yellowing. I mean, why is it online? There's these really white ones. How do they maintain the white thing? How that happened?
Just how they stored it when they got it. A lot of guys, some guys in the 60s would put them in old sandwich bags. What? Like you get your bread in a bag, and they would put them in their bread bags.
Sandwich bags?
Yeah, well, not sandwich bags, they're bread sacks.
Right.
Sorry.
And so there's no like acid, no light or anything.
And some guys, I mean, were so meticulous, they would store them spine away from spine. So they would turn them opposite so the spines weren't, they wouldn't roll. But not everybody obviously cared that much about their comic books.
So guys back in the 60s, was it really prevalent for people to start taking care of them, do you think?
Not really.
Okay,
no,
so
I don't think that started until the 80s.
The 80s, right. And there's a mass produced,
Right. And then I don't think really people were really interested in the condition until like the late 90s is when it got really stupid with the grading and everything now. You know, and the books are just getting harder.
Oh my God, that's Rudy naked. There he is. So what do you think, out of your history, you sold, you said about a dozen or so of these.
At least, yeah.
What do you think about all the comics you've ever sold and looked at? What's the most special to you? It doesn't have to be the top tier one, right?
Yeah, I know, I get it. Probably Venom Black.
Venom Black. Do you have one here?
I don't. I sold it, yeah.
Is that the first edition?
Yeah, it was the Venom Lethal Protector. It's the black version, but I sold it to a friend of mine who sold it to Chris Carter from the Backstreet Boys. So that's pretty cool.
How much is that worth? Just curious.
I sold it for like $3 grand.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know what he sold it for.
Right, it could be more. Yeah. And people know this channel about magic cards, but talk about, if you were to find these, obviously you can broker items, like this was more of a broker thing, or you purchase, whatnot. How do you actually, do people actually walk up to you with like a stack of comics like this and say, hey, I want you to just buy it? Does that actually happen?
Yeah, that's the only way I buy anymore. I don't do consignment, I only buy outright, and then every time I've done consignment, it just becomes a nightmare.
Right.
It's a hassle.
So people just back in the day, they just have a stacks of comics.
They buy them as kids and they'd have them sit in the closet. This particular copy came from another collector who bought it from somebody that had collected during their childhood. So
how do you determine if they're real or authentic? What's your like? Obviously, you've been doing this for 30 years or whatever.
Right. 35.
Okay, so obviously you're a massive expert, but to someone that doesn't know shit about it,
right?
And what do they do?
You just basically kind of like the magic cards. You got to know what you're looking at, you know. And
so what are some of the things you look for?
I just look for condition, like, you know, a 60s book, if it was in perfect shape and it was this white, it's obviously either it's in really high grade, or
it better have a good story.
Yeah, exactly.
It better have it better be an old guy who's had it in like an ice, like a crystal box.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and it's kind of hard to explain, but you kind of just know after the smell. I mean, like you said, you smell it.
Yeah, you guys, it smells really old. So the smell matters too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So it's kind of like the new magic cards. They have a sort of spell, but the old ones, alpha and betas, they have a really just old Card of Monday, whatever it was back in the day, right?
The texture's different.
Right.
You know, everything about them is just, you know.
Right.
I mean, there's an aura about some of this stuff.
It's like a story. Yeah. What's the coolest, interesting thing that's ever come through your door that you've ever seen? There's probably a lot of stories, right? What's something really unique?
Man, it never ends. I mean, I literally buy almost a collection a day at the shop.
Wow, comics.
So, comics, and we buy other things too, some toys. And usually it's my best friends or ex-wives or girlfriends who want to clean out their house. So, you know, I don't know if I can really pick out one story.
There's lots of different ones.
It's never ending. You know?
Right.
Like they say on Pawn Stars, you never know what's going to walk through that door.
Right.
So, you know, that's literally like having a shop.
Speaking of Pawn Stars, do you think that some of that's staged?
I don't know. I've never watched. I've never been on the show.
Right.
So, but it looks to me staged.
Okay.
So.
All right. Last few questions. If grading, why do you think grading's? Do you think grading's good for comics? What do you think?
So me as a collector,
I
think it hurts the industry because I'm a collector. I like to read. I like to have them all. But I mean, a lot of people that have a lot of money, they're trying to invest their money in other places other than the stock market because it's very fragile, that market. So, and if you have your money invested in magic cards, comic books, art, paintings, all that stuff is skyrocketing in price because people are looking for other places, tangible items to invest in.
Non-registered assets.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. So comics is one of those vehicles.
Absolutely.
It's probably the original thing, right?
One of them, I would say paintings would be, you know.
Art, yeah.
Is probably the #1 thing. But I mean, comic books are definitely, you know.
So you personally love ungraded, but you understand why they do it.
Yeah, investment. I have books that I can't read because they're graded, but they're characters that I love. and they're my investment books.
Yeah.
So when I die, my kids can take them
Yeah.
and sell them and, you know, make some money.
That's why I don't like buying a high-end one, because I want to read it.
Right.
It's like I wish they made a grading company where you could actually read it and then have it preserved.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't really do that because the thing will bend.
Right.
But if they invented a way to do it like nicely, epic. Because it sucks. I mean, I can't appreciate it when it's in plastic.
Right.
It's absolutely horrible. All right. So last thing is, if you are talking to someone who is looking to buy comics, look at their past. Should they wait? Should they wait? Or should they buy it as soon as they can? What's your theory?
As soon as you can. Don't wait.
Why is that?
The longer you wait, the more it's going to go up.
Right.
It's going to appreciate, and the sooner you buy it, you're going to get more on the bottom floor.
Right.
The other thing is, everybody asks me, what should I invest in? Buy in what you like. Buy what you like, because if it happens not to go up, which does happen,
right,
you're still going to be able to enjoy it.
So 10, 20 years ago, what were the prices of these, like back in the day?
I'll tell you a little story.
Give me an example, right.
My first comic show I ever did, the guy that was showing me how to sell comics went over and bought an X-Men 1 in a mid-grade for $100. And he brought it to the table and sold it for $200. And then he went over and bought 2 more, brought them to the table, and he sold both those, and he bought 4 more. And he kept doing that. So this book in really high grade was $100.
What year?
83.
High grade?
High grade.
Are you freaking kidding me? Are you? That's like the Alpha Black Lotus story, right?
Oh yeah.
No, that's like buying the Alpha Black Lotus back like $1,000 for a mint condition, and now they're like $25K for absolutely no reason, or $100K high grade.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Dude, John, freaking fat. Come over here because my arm's killing me. Great job, John. Thank you so much. John is in Auburn, Washington. That's where I used to hang out back in the day. If you guys want to find him, it's Hills of Comics. What's the website?
We have no website. Facebook is Hills of Comics.
Hills of Comics in Auburn, Washington, like the Auburn football team, Washington State. They have comics, Magic the Gathering. They have incredible amount of toys, video games.
Yep,
tons of video games.
Tons of video.
I went one of their pre-releases for like Battle of Zendikar. That's when we first met at that old temple church. And I was freaking tired as hell. It was a great place to play. If you guys have any other questions, please put in the comments below. Go to this Facebook page, give them some love. Guys, this is a good story of me nostalgic-wise. I've never been able to buy one. I'm so blessed to be able to buy one today. I'm gonna put this nicely, John, in my bathroom. And I'm gonna be reading it nicely. I'm gonna have a nice little like area.
Make sure you have the backing.
No, because let's be honest. I mean, you've heard it, in the shitter, you tend to read the most stuff, right?
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's true.
Right, no,
I'm gonna take care of it.
Right.
But it's true. So hold the backing. So guys, while I have toilet paper, I'm going to have a shitter, and I'm gonna basically read this at the same time. I'm giving you guys a lot of crap. No, I'm gonna take a very good care of it, guys. I'm gonna put it on my display case, but I will read it in the bathroom once in a while. All right, guys, thanks again for your time. John, thanks again.
Thank you.
Again, at the good old Jet City Comic Con in Tacoma, Washington. Thanks again. Take care.